Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Sadashiva Samarambam, Shankaracharya Madhyamam, Smadacharya Paryandam, Vande Guru Paramparam. Om Sakana Bhavatu, Sakano Bhunaktu, Sakaviryam Karavavakai, Tejasvina Vadidamastuma Vidvijavakai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you so much, Balaji, for these wonderful lectures on the Ramakrishna Mantram, which brings a lot of import from the Valmiki Ramayana and the Sanskrit grammar. May you continue to do this for all our benefits. Thank you so much. So we are looking at the Isavasya Upanishad. Isavasyam idam sarvam yat kincha jagatyam jagat tena tektena bunchita magrita kasyasiddhanam. That's the first verse we saw. Then we saw the next one. Kurvan neveka karmani jijivshet satyahum samaha evam tvayi nanyate asti na karma lipyate nare. In the first verse, Isavasyam idam sarvam. Sarvam refers to yat kincha jagatyam jagat. Everything in this world that you perceive, that you see, that you experience, see it as God. To see it as a God means you should not see by any other induced vrittis of yours. That means the jiva srishti that you make, you give up. By doing that, munchita, protect yourself. And then we gone through with Sankara Bhashya's help, because Upanishads are not something you can learn by dictionary. For Samskrita Pandityam, it's not going to give you insights. The contexts differ, the words differ, the meanings differ. So we always take the Acharya's guidance for it. So Bunchita, he said, Palayata, protect yourself. What is protection means? Protection means preserving yourself. If I am not be with myself, then I will dilute myself. I'll attain blemish. So to be one with oneself, one should know what is the self or what is not self. Nitya anitya vastu vekam, atma jnanam. Once the atma jnanam comes in, you stay in the atma jnanam. It's called jnana nishta. So what is jnana nishta means? Holding on to your true self. How do we do that? When you are yourself, nothing else exists, or when we see everything as a God, including yourself, God alone exists. It's called Advaitam. Dvaitam is where we live. I and you, I and other things, I and God. But this Upanishad tells you, develop the Advaita Bhavam. See, the Advaitam Anubhuti is somewhere. We can't explain that. But this, as a sadhana, you can have Advaitam in three ways. Bhavattvaitam, Dravyadvaitam, and Kriyadvaitam. Bhavadvaitam means in bhavam, in bhavana, in attitude, You see divinity in everything else, including yourself. Don't abuse your body. Don't feel inferior of your embodiments. Don't feel limited. This is divine. You are divine. Everything is divine. So that bhavana, see, bhavana is a sadhana. When it comes naturally, it becomes swabha. If it's not a natural character of you, you develop a bhavana. Patanjali talks about the abhyasa, developing an attitude towards things. So seeing divinity in everything is creating bhavadvaitam. Dravyadvaitam is in every resource that you have, you see it is not different from the God. Namarupam is not that. The golden necklace is gold. The sea is water. The tide is water. So seeing divinity or karana drishti is a next adhyasam, sadhana. We do that. Third one is what? Attitude we saw. Handling resources we saw. Third one is your action. In Kriya, you do Kriyadvaitam. What does Kriyadvaitam means? That there is the creator or the doer is no different from the action. The doership is gone. Kartrutvam is gone. It is Karma Yoga. So the Advaitam is not something alien to us. Advaita Anubhuti, esoteric, mysterious, we leave it aside. We can't explain that. It'll come to us. But in sadhana, you see a non-differences. It means seeing the commonality of everything else. The highest common factor. It's not the lowest common denominator, the highest common factor. It's the most elevated one. That is divine. So that is a jnana nishta. That is what the first mantra said. But to be in that position, you need to have tyagam, tena tatyena. What do you sacrifice it? You sacrifice all other viparita jnanam, mithyatvam. So tyagam is going to be the undercurrent of everything. We will see how even the dhanam, tapam, yagyam, which Bhagavan talks in Bhagavad Gita, is also the undercurrent is tyagam. Karma yogam, undercurrent is tyagam. Bhakti, undercurrent is tyagam. Sharanagati, undercurrent is tyagam. See, tyagam is therefore the closest step to Atmajnanam. But tyagam requires the capacity to give up. Dhiram. Vairagyam. So vairagyam cannot be taught. Vairagyam is like love. Love cannot be taught. Love comes. Vairagyam comes. That is why all the karmas, karma palas, samsara, all the shugadukkas come to us so that it can kindle and generate vairagya. So we must be thankful when we have problems in life. Why? Because the problems don't come in life. Vairagyam does not come up. Vairagyam cannot be procured. Even God cannot grant you vairagyam. Vairagyam has to be bootstrapped, comes out of you. It can have two means. One is viveka vairagya. You read, you study, you go to satsanga, you listen to acharya's discussions, you contemplate, and then you look at the evidence of temporal nature of things, perishability of things. Then you say, okay, this is a fact. Therefore, you create a vairagyam, a dispassion. Blessed you are. The other vairagyam, other form of vairagyam comes because you suffer. Even when the mother is pregnant, mother is delivering the baby, she's going to suffer. She even takes vairagyam, will never have children anymore. momentary. Because a pain induces nurture vairagya. Kunti in Mahabharatam prays to Krishna, let me have more suffering, Krishna, because I get vairagya. See, in one way you look at it, this, if you take this approach, you will face problems in life. You don't run to God. Oh my God, I got a problem, save me. You can do that. Of course you do that, because who else you can go to? But you go to God not to say, take away this problem. Because if he takes away the problem, he'll give you something else, but the problem is still hanging, because karma palam have to be endured. God has no way of resolving it. But you ask God, let me have the titiksha, let me have this forbearance, let me have the capacity to cope, so that I get vairagya. So therefore you have a positive approach to life by this way. Now, so therefore, if you look at the first mantra, when I achieved Tyaga Bhavam, Tyagam becomes my character. Atma Jnanam I achieved. I have seen the peak of Everest. Therefore, I can shed all my thing. I can go for it. But if I don't have the attainment of that yet, what do? Bhagavan gave the second one. Kurvanne veka karmani jijivishe shatam samah. You live for 100 years, wish for 100 years. Why? Because you are nare. You think you are a human being. You don't see divinity in you. You have an abhimanam, you may be a bhakta, but you don't have the courage. This is what Vedanta is all about, courage. Courage is, yes, I believe in it. I am the supreme being, but I do not know it. My lakshyam, I agree. My lakshanam, currently, I don't agree. Therefore, I therefore go submissively to take the path. But if you don't take the lakshyam, that I am ekam satyam, aham brahmasmi, if you don't take it, you will create a narabhavam. You already separating yourself. I'm not criticizing Dvaitam, with all that is important steps, but those acharyas have given you something is palatable to you, hiding the medicine inside. The medicine is you get sayujam, you are going to be one with the God, but you're not ready for it. Therefore, be a dasa. See, you can be doing karmas, obeying an employer. Monday I go to job, I do my work, punch my clock, I got in time and go in time. I do seva. But that I do because of a fear, an expectation. I'm not giving myself to my employer. But when I go to God, I give myself. If I do that, what happened? It says, na karma lipyate. So what is the second one? Therefore say, first one is your lakshyam, jnana nishta, jnana sannyasam. But I'm not there yet. Therefore, I'm not going to ignore it. See, this is the complexity of Upanishads, especially Isavasya. When you read Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavad Gita is like this as well. When you take Rama Raksha Mantra, any such thing, any grantha you take, you can follow everything in your life. Absolutely at all time, as it is. They are Lagu Padam. But when you come to Upanishads, first mantram, I want to follow. But second mantram, you cannot follow with the first mantram. Second mantram says, karmani kurvan. Kurvan means keep on doing it. Work. If you want to do karma, what is this karma? This is not karma of doing the job and making money. Those karmas are called pashu karma, animal instinct karma. Anything you do for eating, sleeping, your comfort, dharmata karya. Artha kama. Dharma is there, righteousness is there. That is not here talked about. Because animals do the same thing. They don't go to a job, but they go and find a way to eat, sleep. We do in a sophisticated way. They are not karmas. Vedas are not worried about that. You learn in the Laukika world. But this karma that you do, you want that karma to give you prayojanam in terms of sukham and asukam. But sukham you want. But you want it not just in this world, in this janma, but every janma. There is a way no other science gives you. Veda gives you. That is, you do manushya karma. Because only manushya, Nara can understand that there are karmas I can do which animals don't do, that will make me happy in this world and the worlds to come. If you don't believe in other worlds, then you are like a pashu. Go ahead. But when you believe in other birth, incarnation, perpetual life cycle, you are an astika. You believe in Vedas. Then astika dharma tells you, you do karmas, that karma is called manushya karma or shastra karma or vaidika karma. What is the vaidika karma? It's not just for those preachers of Vedas or the pandits or those wearing this ponal and panchakacham. It's in so many different ways. Nimitta, naimittika karma, nitya karma. Naimittika karma. Nitya karma means what you have to do daily. If you are qualified or if you are given sandhya vandanams, do sandhya vandanams, surya namaskarams, prayers. Naimittika karma means with the intent, nimittam. Ekadashi fasting or eclipse, dhanam, yajnam. You have to do it or do with an acharya's help to do it. What happens if I don't do it? What happens? If you don't do it, what happens? We will see the effect of it in the next mantra. But generally, there is a first thing is that if it is given to you as a duty to do, like, I have to brush my teeth every day, right? Imagine if I don't brush the teeth 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. Nobody will come near me. What happened? A durgantam is there. It's called pratyavaya dosha. Pratyavaya dosha means a blemish that comes to you because you didn't do what you ought to do. So if I don't do my nitya karmas, forget about punyam. There's no punyam on this. But pratyavaya dosham comes to you. What is a pratyavaya dosham comes to me if I don't do my nitya karma? Your mind is scattered. Durswapnam comes in. Bad thoughts comes in. Bad company happens. This is not karmapala. This is not karmapala. Something comes in the future. No. This is immediate. It will happen without you knowing it. Imagine you do the karmas that you need to do. I'll tell you what karmas you need to do. I remind you of it. Suppose you know what karmas you need to do every day. When you do it, you will not have pratyavaya dosha. Your mind will be free. But when you don't do it, it affects you. So what is the karmas I must do? Bhagavan says, dhanam, sardhanam, tapas, yajnam. Dhanam, you know what dhanam is, right? Giving things to people, others. See, dhanam actually, if you go very correctly, tattam and dhanam. Tattam means giving it. I go there and I see people who needs food, I give them food. Or somebody wants money, I give them money. That is not called dhanam literally. It's called dattam. Dhanam is the same process that you do. Doesn't matter if you use interchangeably. But in a yajnam, you do dhanam. Because there is a procedure. There is a niyati, what dhanam you should give, why you should give, when you should give, how you should give. Even dhanam has got a subscription. Dattam is you give every day. So you must do the dattam dana every day. You know, when you go for a walk, carry something to give it away to the birds. Go to the birds. You know, Panchamaha Yajna we talked about. Bhuta Yajna. For every insects, plants, give something every day. Water the plants. Put some, little, cereal crisp or peanuts in the garden. Smashed it and put some powdered one, because some ants and worms cannot eat the peanuts. They need a small food. Very little. They will bless you. Water the plants. Buddha Yajnam. Manusha Yajnam. Give it to other people food. Something. Okay, these days nobody asks for food in this country, so fine. Give them Hita words. Take an effort. Call them up somebody. Give them some Hita Vachanam. Good words. Please somebody else. Especially those you do not know, or who don't expect you to do things. Every day just one thing. Interesting. Pidur think about your ancestors, because the body is my parents' gift. So, when I say child, you say, oh, your nose looks like your grandfather. Yeah, somebody gave you this body. You are indebted to them all the time. So think about them. You see, the Tena Taktena Buddhi will come to you if you don't own your body, own your life. My body, I can do anything, people say. I'm fasting, I dress this way. Doesn't matter, it's my body. No, it's not your body. It is loaned to you. I was just applying for a charity commission. I was just reading this trustees' roles and responsibilities. Very interesting. We are trustees of our bodies of life. The trustee bhavam you must have in life, not ownership bhavam. I am trusted with my body, with my mind, with my satsangam, with my company of people. The trustees have a responsibility to deliver what they need to deliver in a good condition, to return back what they owned. So it is the reason why we nourish our body, take care of it. You cannot say, body is decaying, I don't care about the body. That kind of a vairagyam is wrong, because the body is given to you. Nourish it, give it back. So like that, the trustee bhavam, what you need. So same way but my Pitur has given me this, I give them back by thoughts. Apaka, water is very important instrument in karmani. I'll just put a little water. Triptayami. Oh, ancestors, my grandfathers, please be happy wherever you are. Blesses us. 2 minutes. Deva Yajnam. Pray to God or gods over you, like Ishtadevata, Kuladevata. 5 minutes, some sloga, Ramaraksha mantra, reciting it. And the most important one for us, for Vedantic aspirants, students, Rishi Yajna. Because all this is coming to the Atmajnana, Rishis. So we need to pray to the Rishis. Shankara, Vasishta, Vyasa, Ramanuja. How do we pray to them? The best way of praying is not just, doing the arti and all that. That's fine. But best way of praying is reading their lectures, reading their discourses, understanding it, living it. Every day, one Bhagavad Gita Vyakhyanam, one Upanishad mantra, 5 minutes contemplating it. So now if you do this, Panja Yajnam is done. Karmani. If I do that, Kurvanev Karmani, Jijivishet, you can live 100 years. Because more you live like this with the karma, what happened? More you get out of this karma. Karma lipyate. How is it lipyate? Because every karma you do, you get karma palam comes to you. You can't escape the law of karma. Very important to understand. This second mantra is given to us so that we can move towards the first mantra. First mantra is jnana sannyasam, jnana nishta. I am not qualified for it, but I want to be there. Jnana sannyasam means differentiate everything, undifferentiate everything, and see divinity in all. To do that, I must do sacrifice. Therefore, second mantra is given you, karma sannyasa mantra. Karma sannyasam means karma yogam, karma balatyagam. So tena tekshena also comes down here. Kriya dvaitam, dravya dvaitam, tyagam. So I must pray to God. I live for many years doing karma yogam, karma balatyagam, so that no karmas attached to me. Na lipyate. Bhagavad Gita, Brahmanya ataya karmani sangam tyaktva karodika lipyate na sa papena padma bhatram ivambasa. Bhagavan says, one who performed the duty without any attachment, that is karma yoga, surrendering the results to the God, karma platyagam, they are not affected by any sinful action. Like what? Like the lotus leaf untouched by water. Imagine, Bhagavan says Kshatriya, big Kutumbi, 16,000 wives. He is teaching to Arjuna, another Kutumbi, Kshatriya, confused fellow, not a jnani, but is a jignasu. And in what place? Not in any tirtham, not in a Kashi or Banaras, but in a Kurukshetra. But it's a Dharma Kshetra. There he is preaching, and what he is asking him to do? To kill. Come on. If you don't understand Isopanishad, Bhagavan's instruction is like inducing to violence. But he says, na lipyate. You do not do. You are doing karma platyagam. You are doing karma sannyasam. You do dharma sthiti. You are doing. Yasya naham krito bhavo buddhir yasya na lipyate. Na lipyate again. Vitvabisa iman lokan nahanti na vidyate. You will not be affected by any of those actions. Third time he uses the word na lipyate in the 18th chapter. Yoga yukta vishuddhatma vijidatma jitendriya sharva bhudatma kurvan abhinipyate. If you kill also Arjuna, keep on killing all these people. Na lipyate, it will not touch you. What more you can ask for? Before that, he has convinced him. If you think you are killing, you are absolutely wrong. I already killed them. How did he kill them? We will see. But here he is telling him, na lipyate. So karma yogam, karma palatyagam is the essential step for grahastha. Now you must think, well, if I do all the palatyagam, then how do I survive? You'll be surprised. You'll be nourished. A wayside apple tree, a mango tree, every season it flowers, blossoms, fruition comes in, fruits drop. Everybody eats the fruit. Nobody bothers to even put water to it. We take with a stone and heat it, but it grows. Who is taking care of that? So Prakriti will take care of it. God will take care of it. Everything will happen because you ask for, please make me live for 100 years of life as a karma yogi. And God is very happy because If you live in Pravritti Margam, if you do karmas to devas, devas will sustain the world for other jivas. Therefore, you are God's pure dasa. So you are establishing God's divine play of many worlds and many lives. That's what God wants it. They need karmas. And you come to him and say, look, let me do it. Give me hundreds of life, 100 years of life. Therefore, it's God's responsibility to make you live happily, make you live with all resources that you need at the time. So you don't need to worry about that. Don't need to ask God anything. See, God is making you not to be a beggar of menial things, but a samrat, a maharaja. To him, to be like him. So that's how we must understand the second slogan. When we do that, Thyana Taktyana comes in. When you do karma yoga, when you do karma pala tyagam, and you lose the attachment to things that comes to you, what happens is you remain yourself because it's not attached to you. See, when something is not the true of yourself, let's say, let me give you an example of a physical way. You eat something which is not conducive to your body structure right now. What happened? You have indigestion, ajirna. If the food that you eat is not digested in you, I mean, it is alien to your body, your physical system, you have to get rid of it. If you don't, it turns into a poison. Indigestion can kill people, because it becomes poison. So what it means is that what I take should be what it is me, or what I take becomes me. That means I don't see anything different than myself. Don't take example too much. I'm just giving example to give you how this moves away. Say Prahladan. Prahladan, what did he see? He see God everywhere. Nothing else. Ahlada means Anantaloka. He only sees Anantaloka. Prahlada. In front of him is only everything is happiness. That means everything is divinity. Isavasya, he was the one living legend example of it. For him, poison becomes an amritam. Elephant did not kill him. When you are in jnana nishta, nothing is enmity to you. Visham becomes amritam. When the devas and asuras, the story when amritam, Visham comes in, alakala Visham comes, everybody runs away. That Visham is Atmajnanam, Dvaita Nasanam, Advaita Anuphuti. Nobody could handle it. Because Nare, attachment. Asure, we'll see it. Even they are asuras. So, this is the importance of this thing. Why this is very pertaining to us? Because in the world, what do we get in life? We get Sukham and Asukam. Sukham means happiness that comes to you. Asukam means it comes and trouble comes in and goes. Do you ask for Sukham or Asukam? Or Dukkham? See, even the Kam Shabda in Sanskrit, there are many meanings. An important meaning is Kam means Atma, Brahman, Akasham, all pervading. In Vedas always talks about Parabrahman as Akasham, ether, space, Brahma. Sukham means to be one with that Brahman. Dukkham. Dhatu means disruptive. Dukkham means that oneness with the all-pervading Ishvara has been disturbed, blemished. So if you take this approach, I'm stretching it, but I think it's very relevant. You are happy because when Sukham comes, you are happy. Why? If you ever ask the question, why Sukham comes, I'm happy? It's because you are with the auspicious Mangala Kam, Brahman, Atma. That the fraction of the second, you are yourself. Happiness. That may come out of the eating a chocolate or seeing your love or seeing a movie. But at that time, that enjoyment has opened up your true self. You are with that Sukham. When it is not there, a Sukham, Dukkham comes in. See, the Padartha Prayogam, this is Vicharam, you see, this is how Sanskrit is a language. If you read any language for the matter, if you read for the majesty of it, that's fine. Vyakarnam, writing sentences, paragraphs, all that you can do. Duktum Garane, what's the point of it? But if you take that for Atma Vicharam, every language got this kind of potency, but Sanskritam has got so much to it. And Vedas is full of that kind of paradoxical words. The Sukha Dukkham keeps coming without even asking it. So again, there's the insight here. Sukham, I said coming, I would rather say it happens. Sukham happens, Asukham happens, or Dukkham happens, because something else happens outside. For us, some failures, Dukkham in our mind. That means that Atma Shashakaram is closed. We are not able to see ourselves. The truth, we are not able to see it. This kind of filling ourselves with the Sukham, Dukkham, Sukham, Dukkham, Sukham, Dukkham all the time is called Apuryamanam. Apuryamanam, Bhagavan Ramana says, it's, Shankara uses the same phrase as well. That means filling up, like, like when there's empty space, how the air goes in there and fill it up. Same way, when the mind is empty, shunyam. If it is purnam, it's only empty. Purna means you're looking inwards, and with Kam, with Atma, you are fulfilled. When it is out there, Sukham, Dukkham keeps coming. Now, what can I do, sir? This happens without my thing. Bhagavan used to say, when it happens, you should also bring out in you what's called Achala Prashthitam. Achala Prashthitam means Chada Pragyam. Establish yourself unmoving to this. Sukham comes in, Dukkham comes in, but because it comes in, it'll go. What did not happen before will not stay forever. This is Mahamantram. Never worry about things in life. Because you didn't worry yesterday, now there's a worry. Because I didn't have worry yesterday, the worry came, it has to go. Jagat comes and goes. So I witness it, but do I take Sukham and Dukkham from it? If you want to, yes. But I can be in Achala Prashtha. Now, if I don't, does it mean I become indifferent to this? If somebody gives me happy news, I show a stony face because I am Achala Prashtha. No, that is mistaking the thing. Because your natural Subhava is Ananda Swarupa. Sukham is not showing happiness. Sukham is being happiness. Dukkham is hiding happiness. Therefore, Achala Prashtita means it's not that you look like a stone, but you look like a stone of happiness. It means when somebody hits me, I'm happy. When somebody praises me, I'm happy. Somebody is scolding me, I'm happy. Now, this is nothing to do with the jnana nishta. This is through the karma yoga palam. This palam you cannot because it is changing you. See, what you can give it away is what you possess. Understand? What you possess, what you will possess, you can give it away. But when it transforms you, the transformation is Ishvara Prasad. You can't give it away. That is your Swarupam. Well, Atma is Nirvikaram. You cannot change. No. The transformation is not the Atma change. Transformation is all the veil that covering the Atma changing. All the Ajnanam is changing. So Vedantam is not giving you Jnanam at all. Vedantam is giving you, in the name of Jnanam, a long broomstick with which you clear the filth of Ajnanam. Why? Because if Veda gives me Jnanam, what does the law says? If it comes, it will go. It will go away. If Vedantam gives me Atma, Atma will go away. It does not give you anything. You know, if somebody asks you, why are you going to Vedanta class? What do you get? You can say nothing. Confidently, you can say nothing. What's the point of that? Well, when I go there, it's a huge bloom of Shastra Jnanam that keep brushing me, takes away my filth. So I come polished every time I come back. So what you, lack of words, I say, what you gain is what? Swarupam. So here what happens? We've got two things. There is a jnana nishta and there's a karma nishta. Both are needed, but we all are, I think, qualified to follow karma nishta, to attain karma nishta. To do that, do karma yoga. So this is what I would say. Okay. Now what happened if I don't follow this two? That means first one I cannot follow. I'm not a jnana nishta. Very nice to hear. I know it. I can write a paper. I can give a talk to anybody on this first slogan because I'm a very good orator. I can talk. Zero value because I don't follow it. Second one, again, I can talk about it because I can't do it or I don't want to do it. See, Bhagavan says in Gita, you have the adhikaram. You have the right to decide what you do. To do or not to do. When to do, how to do. This is why Narajanmam Durlabham. You have the right. That is a free will, you know. It's not a dogmatic, it's not a destiny-oriented relation, you know. People sometimes mistake it. Karma palam means everything is preordained. You can't do anything. Now the phrase we use it to accept results. But you can change things. Can I change the karma palam? Yes, you can change things. Not the palam, but the effect of the palam on you. Both are different things, but giving a different effect, but still fulfilling the law. To change the effect of karma palam on me, what can I do? I become unattached to it. It doesn't hurt me. I make it as a Ishvara Arpanam, Ishvara Prasad. Or I surrender to God. God makes this bad things happens in a fraction of a time in a dream. But if I don't do these things, I still continue to do my job. So 99.9% of us, neither jnana nishtam, not the karma yoga we follow. What do? Either we do papa karyam. What is papa karyam? Evil things. Or we don't do even a good karyam with the karma yoga. So we two kind of people. Akarmas, or who don't do what they need to do. Papa karma kritas, whoever do papa karmas, that nishita karma, what you should not do, you do. Or people who do good karma, but not as karma yoga. All these three, we can take it as who do not follow the mantra too. Very, very important to understand. I do a lot of Sahasranama, Prarayanam, I go to temple, I do all this. But if you are not doing as a karma yoga, you are not following two. You follow into another group. So what does the group contains? Three things. Those who do not do any proper karmas, those who do papa karmas, and then those who do punya karmas but not as a karma yoga. So all these three, for them, na karma lipyate nare nasti. Limpani, they get affected by, entangled by the karmas. What happened to them? We talked in the last class, they can go to different lokas if they do good karmas, pitur lokas, deva lokas, even to brahma lokas. Isn't it a good thing to do? To go to Swarga, heaven, do punyas? Isn't it good to say, Vajpayee yagam I do, Putra Kavishti yagam I do kinds of great penance with Vedas recommend to do punyas so that I can attain the great yoga. You can do those things. But here the purpose of Upanishad is to give you the supreme knowledge for liberation. Therefore, Bhagavan is going to say that all these people, the three sets of people I said, Papa Karma, Akarmas, and the non-karma yogis, what happened to them? They're going to, he's going to blame them, Nindanam. Sometimes in Vedanta uses this technique, to show the importance of jnanam, it will do nindana of karmas, not karma yogas, karmas. Like mother sometimes scold what you do. All the time you're sitting with the book. Enough, go do exercise. It's not good to just read the book all the time. Do exercise. She's not blaming reading as a bad habit, but doing it without doing the other things is a bad thing. So he's got nindanam. It's called nahi nindana nyayam. Basically, nindana nindartha. By scolding, you do a stuti. So he's going to do that. The third mantra. So the third mantra is going to tell you what happens to those who do not follow 1 and 2. The fourth mantra to eighth mantra is going to talk about Atma Jnana. So we read the next one. Asurya namate loka andena tamasa vrtaha tamse pratyabhi kachanti ekecha atmahano janaha. Asuraya namate loka andena tamasa vrtaha tamse pretya abhigachanti ekecha atmahano janaha. Now, the three people we said, Upanishad uses a beautiful phrase, very complex phrase. Atmahano janaha. Here Atma means a self. Hano means hina, kills. Janaha, the people who kill themselves, people who commit suicide. A lot of interpretation in the world about Isopanishad. Here they say, or the mantra basically says, whoever commits death to themselves will reach the Naragaloka, Asuraloka after their death. That's what it says. Therefore, they will condemn suicide alone. It's good in a sense because nobody should have the right to commit suicide. But that is not here it means. This is why we need to always go to Acharyas. Atmahano janaha, who kills Atma? What do you mean killing Atma means? That means people who do not consider the true nature of themselves. How many of us talk about Atma until we come to this kind of classes? Nobody talks about Atma. What is Atma? Atma is your true self. Why? You read your life history. You are 20 years, 30 years, 70 years old, over whatever age is. How much of time and effort you put to learn about your true self? Almost zero. So if you do not, you ignored it. Ignorance, avidya. Avidya is again a loaded word. Avidya, ajnanam, viparyaya, kala. So many words. Even the word ignorance, if you look at it, ignore means, what does ignore means? Ignore is not knowing. Hey, you saw me in the meeting, but you ignored me. You will not say ignore me if you are very sure that that person did not see you before. He has not seen you. Oh, I came to the meeting, you didn't see me. That's a different question. You ignored me means that person has seen, but didn't bother to appreciate, respect, take notice. Made me useless to that person. That is a connotation of ignore. But we say ignorance, very easily we use it for innocence. Innocence is not ignorance. Innocence is unblemished, pure, suchiti, zudi. Not knowing it, but it's like a child, innocence. But ignorance means, if you take avidya as ignorance, it means you very well know you exist. Atma exists. Who says I don't exist? If I tell you, please prove, Ramesh, you exist. What do you say? Look, Raja, I exist because I raise my hand. No, I see your hand raising it. That is your hand, not you. You say, no, you can't prove it. My hand is me. My body is me. So what happened there? Your mithyatvam comes in. You think your body is you. You get into samsara. Oh, is there a real me inside? I never know it. Or I never bother to know it because I exist. Because even if you don't believe I exist, even if I live in a dark room with no lights on, I need to have some evidence of something else exists other than me. But to me, for my existence, I need no proof. Because this is my experience, my anubhuti. I exist, I know. But I don't bother about myself understanding it. Therefore, anybody who does not seek to know the true self, not necessarily knowing it, not even seek to know. If you seek to know the true self of yourself, you don't fall into these three groups. This is important. That's why Jnana Vicharam, Atma Vicharam, without Atma Vicharam, any shlogam, anything you do is only going to give you swarga, all this kind of temporal things, not for moksha. That is why great acharyas, great poets, when they write stutis, they put all the alankarams, everything, but they impregnate the slokas with a great arthas. I always tell you a simple example. Jananam, Buddhaganasyavidam, Kavita Jambu, Parasara Bhakshidam, Mashudam, Shoka Vinasha Karanam. There is a knot. So everything, Atma Vicharam is the fundamental. If you don't do it, you are an Atma Hano Janaha. So what happened to them? He says, Eke K. Eke means whoever. Whoever is Atmahana, whoever is not looking at the Atma Jnanam, they are Pretya Abhigachanti. Tam Aste Pretya. So Pretya means after death. Abhigachanti, they go to the world, Loka. Which Loka? Asurya Nama Loka. They go to the world of Asuras. What kind of world it is? Andena tamasa vrata. Andena means very dense. Tamasa means dark world. So if you do the proper abhyam, Atmahana janaha, people who destroy themselves, whosoever, yeke, they, what they do? Pretya, upon death, abhigachanti. Abhigachanti means, in Bhagavatam, they attain that world, Asurya Nama Loka. It's completely conflicting, isn't it? So without Shankara Bhashya, we cannot really appreciate the meaning of it. I do the punya karma. I do all the yagyam. I'm told I'll go to Pitur Lokam, I go to the Deva Lokam, I even go to Brahma Lokam. But you say Asurya. How can I be Asura? Something wrong. This is Nindana Nyaya. Nindanatha Nindana. It's not blaming you to do the punya karma, but it brackets even the punyatmas into Asura. How is it possible? Bhagavan gives explanation for it. Asushe ranyate iti asura. The Shapta, Asu means prana, indriyas, pranas. So whoever ramante, whoever enjoys the prana, enjoys his body, that means whoever enjoys bhokta, whoever enjoys embodiments to enjoy the world, or asura. Then what about Devasura? Devas called asuras. Asuras and suras are, I always used to think about it. I remember when I was young, I used to think, when they do this showing the Milky Ocean to get Amritam, right? On one side is Devas or Suras. Other side is Asuras. What happened? So both put their labor, right? Both are doing churning up. Churning is on both sides at the pull. And things come out. And all good things come out. Who takes away? Devas. Dhanam comes in, Kupera takes away. Like that. When Amritam comes in, when poison came, nobody took away, right? I told you poison is Atmajnanam. Shri is this. Shri means, one of the meaning is Jnanam, poison, prosperity. Shri Kantam. Shiva is called Shri Kantam. The Shri is called poison, but Jnanam. That Atmajnanam, there is no dhiras. Then Bhagavan, Paramatma, like Vishnu, Maya comes and says, look, if you take a Puranic way, he says, Parameshwara, Parabrahman, you stay there. You are Shakti, I am. Mohini, I will enjoy this world. I give the Amritam to these people and let them create this world. That's how we should look at it. Imagine, these Devas are so ungrateful, right? The Asuras also put an effort. When things come in, what you should do? You should share it. When I was a schoolboy, I used to think, how can you call them Suras? They don't have a good mind. What example they give it to these youngsters who read the Puranas without the Shastric knowledge, without the Vedantic knowledge? Is it okay to take a help of another person, and that's because that person, in your opinion, is a bad person? You enjoy the benefit yourselves. And Maya Shakti comes and helps them. But when you understand Shankara Bhashyam for the Isopanishad here, they are also Asuras. They are not Suras. Asuras, not Suras. Why? Because they want to enjoy a different world. So they go, enjoy for some time, then they come back to it. So it's a very interesting way he puts it in. Oh, what does it tell us? Does it tell us that I should not do punya karma? No. You always do punya karma. Why? Because that is what you're supposed to do. Viditam. Always avoid papa karma. How do you avoid papa karma? First know what is a papa karma. How do I know what is a papa karma? That what Veda says, Nishita karma, that you should not do. That's a papa. That which you do, but you don't do it, also papa. Pratyavaya dosham comes in. I must do Panchamaha Yajnam. I must do good things. But there are some Samanya Dharma. I don't want to go there, Don't lie, be good to people. These are all ethics and codes, So I do punya karmas, avoid papa karmas, but I do as a karma yoga. Now, what happens if I do karma yogam, but if I'm not achieving karma yogam fully? Don't worry. Even though you go to Asura Loka in this parlance, the Asura Loka that you go is not below but above. It is going to be Pitur Loka, Swarga Loka, Brahma Loka. But don't think that is the end of it. You treat them also in Asura Loka, because that Sukham will always come with Asukam, Apuryamanam. That's why the Dwarapalakas who are stationed next to the Paramatma, but he is not inside, they're outside. That's why they're outside. Dwara means gate. All these people are outside this gate. They are not inside the gate. That means they are still Dvaitis. They are outside. But Punyatmas, they can be with Swami Sannithanam. But their blemish is inevitable. When Sanat Kumaras came to see the Paramatma, they didn't open the door and they said, look, go away. The Vritti came in because they didn't see divinity in Sanat Kumaras. If they see divinity in Sanat Kumara, they will let them in, or at least they won't talk rudely. What happened? They have to come down as Asuras. Why can they be? How did they become an Asura? Because their position was Asura. Even though they are Asura, they were Asuras. Rama was a Nara, but he was Parabrahman. Prahlada was a Sura, true Sura, because Isavasya. Hiranyakasipu is an Asura. That's why you could not see God. Whereas this kid was seeing God everywhere. This pillar, yeah, hit it, it'll be God. The rose God. Isavasya. Absolutely no harm. This Bhakti Vedanta man or the Swamiji, Prabhudeva, when you read his life, he had nothing, no money. Everything came. When you take Satkaryam as a Karma Yogam, everything will come. People will come and contribute, make it. Things will happen. But you don't think you did it. You didn't do anything. Nalipyate. Nothing is attached to me, nothing entangling me. Now, with the third verse, third sloka, what Bhagavan has given the Bhashyam, hey, don't go there. Without this jnana drishti, without the jnana palam, which is atma jnanam, even the punya karmas is going to put you in samsara. You will be gone in this thing there. So he has now given you all the options. In fact, no option. The only way is jnana nishta. Until you get the jnana nishta, do the karma yoga, attend karma nishta. If you don't do karmas, karma nishta, karma yogas, even if you do punya karma, you are going to be in the samsara forever. Therefore, it must create in your mind a desire to look for that Atma. The Atma is not looking elsewhere, looking yourself. Therefore, you have the question in your mind, okay, Guru, tell me, what is his Atma? So in the next verse, on 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, I think, 5 verses, Atma Lakshanam is going to be given. It's very important verses. We see them in the next class. So you complete this now today. Om Purnamada Purnamidam
Om Purnamada Purnamidam
Purnat Purnamudachyate
Purnamudachyate
Purnasya Purnamadaya
Purnasya
Purnamaya
Purnamevavasishyate
Purnamevavasishyate.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti
Om
Om
Shanti
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 Shanti.
Hari Om Tat Sat.
Om
Shanti
Tat Sat.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.